Well, good afternoon, and I trust you have all had a Merry Christmas. These are going to be the next two pages that I will be doing as a color along. This one, you can get a PDF of it, Whimsy Girls Christmas download for just $6.95, and it's going to, I believe you're going to get a full book of stuff. But anyway, this is where it is available. It is at HannahLynnArt.com. And then this is the rest of the address. So just push pause. Go ahead and copy that down. Let me look through here and make sure it's coming in clear for you. Make sure it's not. I want it to be clear on this and not on something else. Okay, so it looks like that's as clear as it's going to be. It's HannahLynnArt.com/store/C as in cat 12/coloring_books.html. And she has a lot of different things. Okay, enough time on that. I just want to make sure you know where to get it. I will put that address again down in the comment section. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the little Mary here first. And this time I grabbed out color pencils of choice are going to be the Marco Renoirs. And here's my swatches, just like always. And I already know that I want to put her in something pretty purple. Normally I go with skin and get all the things like that in first. But this time I'm going to change it up a bit. And I'm debating, do I want a purple? Or do I want to put him in purple and do her in like these pinks? No, I think she's going to get purple. So 53 and 57. Looks good to me. So 53, there's 57, and there's 53. All right. And once I get started, you'll be able to see the actual shades I'm doing. I have a surface underneath, then a clear plastic, and then my page, and it just makes the page a little more stable with what's going on with it. Now let's write down our numbers, 57 and 53. There's not a whole lot of difference to that, but there's enough that it's going to be okay. So I am going to start with my light areas, and let's just get started in here doing these ovals. Now if I want it to look folded, and do you see this little glow area? It's where like the halo of color is. I'm going to come up next to that but not go into it, and then we'll worry about that a little later. Okay? I can go into all the straw. That's not a big deal. But it will be a little darker down there at the straw. Okay? Because this is actually in front. This is all in front. So we're going to come in here with the darker one. See, I just went right next, and then I'm going to come out getting lighter as I go. All right, then I'm going to come across here. Pressure, several little coats. And then lighter pressure as I come out to blend that a little bit with that lighter. You see how that worked? Now there's still a bit of a line there, so this is where I come back with my original color and go over the top and blend everything nicely. I am not one that uses petroleum jelly or any of that, Vaseline or whatever. I just use the pencils. So it works for me. And I think one reason is because of my circles. Okay, did you see those circles? That time I did them kind of big for you. All right, now what I'm going to do is change over. I know I want this darker because this is folded over. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in dark. Sometimes it's real hard to get circles going in certain areas. So sometimes you will have to go the shape or the direction of whatever you're coloring. Okay, now I know this is going to be dark right here because that's a fold. So right in there, and then I can do ovals as I'm coming out, or little circles. Same thing here. This is all going to be dark because this is like folded over, so this is back in behind, and then as it comes out we're going to get lighter. I know, see right now how it looks like just a hot mess, but I'm telling you it's going to be okay. And what else is dark that's right in here? It's going to be dark around little Lammy. Let's get dark around him because he's in front of her. He would be casting a little bit of a shadow on her outfit. And I'm happening to watch because what if this is a different color, but this is still part of the outfit from what I can tell. So we're still okay on that. That's something you should always check before you get going. See, I don't want to go over this line because this is the inner sleeve on this, so this whole thing's probably going to be dark. But for now, we're not going to go over that. We're not going to go over his little bow. This, I'm not quite sure what that is. I think that's some more of her outfit. What I'm going to do is go ahead and do it all dark, because this is over the top, so this would be darker. Or this is underneath this. This is over the top of this. Okay, I think I said that backwards, and I sure don't need to mix you up. And then I'm doing the little circles lighter as I come out. See how that's working? Just a touch lighter. And I'll show you in a little bit how we can make these darks even darker. Okay? The baby is totally on top of her outfit. So, and this actually needs another layer of just going lighter. Okay, just going lighter. But that baby is kind of casting a shadow all the way down her right here. So even if that whole thing ends up, now we don't want to go up in there. Remember, we were going to save that to maybe do, we may do some glow or some yellow or gold in there later. So that's why I'm trying to stay out of that. But see, if you were holding a child, let's say you're holding a Christmas package and somebody takes a picture of you, underneath that package is going to be a little darker because it's shadowing. So that's why I've gone ahead and done that whole area like that. Now I can come in with my lighter one. And it really, I know it doesn't look that much lighter. These two colors look a lot the same. But it's at least just a different shade. Several light coats are better than a heavy coat. You're going to get much better blending rolling your pencil from time to time to use the lead off the other side so that you're not having to sharpen quite as often. And if you're heavy-handed like I am, hold the pencil further up here, and that's going to make you have to go a little bit lighter. If you don't, you're going to push down and you're going to snap that pencil right in half. So it will make you learn to do a lighter touch. Okay? Just coloring it in. Sometimes I like purchasing digital because then you're not stuck with an entire book. You can pick and choose what you want and not have all those extra pages just laying around. It's one reason I started selling on Etsy, was so that people could pick and choose. But I love the eyes and just the overall drawings on Hannah's pictures here. And so I asked her if there was a problem with me doing a color along and, you know, putting credit back to her and giving the link on where you could purchase these pictures. And she was like, no, that's fine. Very, very sweet lady. So, for you that did the little girl with the teacup, the little whimsical fairy, that's, yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is her style. This is also, or that was also by Hannah Lynn. Yeah, HannahLynn's art, or HannahLynnArt. She has some very nice things. I was very fortunate to have somebody do some of her art and stumble across it and get hooked up. We'll have to look later and see what she's got that's not Christmassy. I don't do Halloween, but I know we'll be going into Valentine's Day, or as my niece calls it, Friendship Day or Friends Day. They don't do Valentine's as such. That really just, it's a big racket and it leaves so many people out. And if you'll just do Friends Day, it includes so many more people. So they do Friends Day. For you that live close by, I'm in Garland. My next coloring class is going to be March the 9th. That's a Saturday. And it is $20 for 4 hours. You'll come and just learn some different techniques like what I show you on these videos. We also do a drawing for a book, or especially Racer. This time we're going to be doing a tumbler where you take the insides out and you can color and then slide them back in. So we'll be doing that. If you're on the group coloring books Keep It Clean, you're already aware of that. I've already posted that. See, and I'm just going over, there's still a lot of white showing through. Okay, so we're just going to keep going over and over that. Now, something I do want to show you. I can come in with, and I'm just grabbing a pencil, not really looking at the color on my swatches, which I may regret. We'll see. This is number 58. It's a dark, dark blue. Let's write it down. 58. All right, now I'm going to come in and start in down here over the top of my purple, and I'm going in close to where the lamb is. Anything that would be right under the lamb. Okay, so here, all of this area here is under the lamb. And then light as I come out. But mainly what I'm doing is just beefing up the color behind the lamb, making it deeper. Blue is in purple, so that should be okay. And if you've got a deeper purple, then you just grab your deeper purple and that's going to work for you. Okay, I don't have a deeper purple, so that's why I went to blue. And that's what I want to teach you, is how you can go to other colors. And I'm going into all these spaces that we had talked about early on that were going to be darker, and I'm just deepening them all up. Okay. Just deepening that up. Now, because that shows blue, and if you can see that up close, it's pretty shoddy looking. Now I'm going to come back in with the lightest of my pencils. My two purples are a lot alike, but if I turn over here, it looks, yeah, see how they're a lot the same shade? I'm going to use that 53. And I'm going to come in here and blend this. Just going over it again. And the more you circle, the more it's going to blend out. You just have to keep moving it around. You're actually moving the color on the page. Do you see how that's smoother now? I'll do the same thing over here. Just go right through all that darker blue with my circles. And you may want to go a lighter purple than what I did for the lightest. If you're using Marco Raffines, or if you're even using Prismacolors, you've got different colors than me. That's fine. Use them. The main thing is to remember where your darks and lights are. I'm just doing some more blending. Okay. How's that look through the camera? You can always look through a camera or go to a bathroom mirror and look, and that'll tell you how you're doing. You'll see all your mistakes. But anyway, so you would keep doing the whole thing. Your darker areas are going to be, I believe this one's actually my darker one. Your darker areas, there is a fold here. So this is going to be darker. These will both be darker because there is a bit of a fold there. This one is going to be darker a little bit longer because it's also got a fold here. So you're not going to lighten up as quick when you come out. I would go to about there. This one you can come to about here and then start fading in with your next color. And if you need to pause right there to do that, then pause right there and do it. Because I'm not gonna wait and pause for you to do all that. Okay. I'm gonna keep going along here. So back over the top of that, pulling this out really lighter. Pulling it out lighter. Going over that blue I just did because that was the deepest areas. Okay. All of this can be done in the lightest, but right here, see where this fold is? Let's go ahead and just get the dark in there. I believe this is a piece of her hair coming up and over, so don't worry about that. And this, Go lighter as you come out. Lighter as you come out. Yes, I did skip putting that purple underbase. I decided just to go for it. We'll see in just a minute how that works, if I've messed up or if it'll be all right. See, this is coming out of the folds. These are all folds, so it's a little darker. And then as we're coming out, we're going to take our darker purple now, go over the top. Yeah, it worked fine. Then get a little lighter as it's coming out, so it'll be able to blend with that other purple. Same thing here. Lighter as it comes out. Did you see what I saw? There's a V right there. Usually the V's, upside down V's or upright V's, are going to be where your folds are. Okay? So watch for those V's in clothing, especially in clothing, because that's where a lot of your darker colors are going to go, is tucked in those V's where those folds are. Okay, this could be a little darker right around here, and then blend it out some, getting lighter, so that next color will blend into it. Since we're going dark to light this time, we've got to make sure that the lighter color has something to grab onto instead of being just all dark. Okay, I've got my dark blue again, because this is a dark area. Then I've got the darker of my two purples. Getting it in there. And then start coming out lighter. All right, do you see the V? You see a little flip here. And then her arm may be leaving a little bit of a shadow there. So that one's going to be almost all dark. Just make sure you're going over those. If you're using blue to deepen it, make sure you're going over those so that it doesn't just look blue. Okay, back in here, we want this to be kind of light because the light's hitting it, but then we want dark right here because it's wrapped around, and we want dark here because it's tucked behind. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's lay down the light because we're not going to use that for a little bit. So this is a fold. This is a little tucked fold. In fact, let's come back with the eraser in a little bit to put that highlight on. Let's not worry about that just yet because I don't want to confuse or lose anybody in this part. So we're just going a little darker here because we want it to look like that's wrapped around. Okay. A little bit lighter with that dark blue. And then here, this is down in a fold area. And then we'll get lighter as we come out. Excuse me. Okay, then down in here, same thing as before. Now I'm making these like they're two big pieces sticking up. If you decide to just go ahead and do it as if they're just two little pieces, then go ahead and color that all solid. It's not going to matter. It's not that big of a difference. I'm just trying to go ahead and start giving the grass or the straw in there a little bit of texture and weight. And that's the best way I know of doing that for right away. Okay, then getting lighter. And then down here, I'm going to go around this lightly. I don't want to get too dark because it is that top part. Here the baby was overshadowing here, so we did the whole top. Here, there's not much shadowing. Her arm is laying back behind. So just putting just a little bit of this blue in there. Not a whole lot. Now this is really tucked in and shadowed, so we can go there. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit there. Now his ears are overlaying, so anything under here would be a little bit darker. You just have to think, if you were to go outside, what would be shadow and what would be highlight. Again, I'm going to leave that little piece as a piece of straw sticking up. Okay, then I'm going to come in with my other purple, my darker of the two, and go over everything. Just blend it well. If you need to turn your work, turn your work. For a long time, I would just color right side up for y'all so you could see. But then people were like, wait a minute, I can't do that. I'm not saying you have to. I was just doing it so it was easier for you to see what I was doing. So now I do go ahead and turn my work. I think it just encourages you to turn yours. Okay, and see how I'm coming out lighter. And see if you have a soft purple, that would be lovely in there. And all of this is going to be the lightest purple. My purples are really dark. With this company, I don't have a, I see a purple over there, but I'm thinking it's got a lot of pink in it. So that's why I didn't grab it. But I can come over all of this with a little bit of white colored pencil and just see if that helps to lighten it up some. Now I've still got to go over this dark. I'm just trying to get the light area in. I will seldom just make a line over the top of that line. I would rather come down one side of it so that it looks like a fold. If you're just tracing down the middle of it, all you've done is outlined it. And see, by going down one side or the other, then you give that illusion that it's actually a fold or a pucker in the fabric. And that's what you want. You don't want it to look like you sat and just colored around the outside. And actually that's what we're taught to do in kindergarten. So, and if it's what you've been taught all your life, it's hard to get away from that sometimes. Okay, but now I'm coming back into this and then just blending out. And that is really kind of dark, so maybe not my best color choices. But I've noticed that if I overdo it on the darkness, it shows up better for you on camera. So don't feel like you need to go as dark as I did. It's just so that you can really see my darks and my lights. So for you, I would come lighter. But I'm heavy-handed. I like those dark colors, so it works well for me. And see, this is inside the sleeve. This is her arm. So this is all going to be that dark in a little bit. Now we're not going to get much further on this first video. But your homework, yeah, you get homework. Your homework is going to be to color all the rest of this in the lighter blue. Now remember, stay out of this, okay? But yeah, that's your homework. I'm going to just finish up with this medium, and then this lighter purple is going to be everything else. So, and then this dark is going to also be all down in here. Okay, so go for it. If you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, you can just go ahead and start the next video, and I will do a little bit of explaining on what I've done, and then you can pause there and catch up if you need to. All right, see you in a bit.